Why silence can feel uncomfortable. Silence is something many of us say we want. We look for it at the end of a long day. We associate it with calm, with rest, with peace. And yet, when silence actually arrives, in a quiet room, during a pause in conversation, or in an empty moment with nothing to fill it, it can feel surprisingly uncomfortable. Not loud, not frightening, just uneasy. What's interesting is that silence itself isn't doing anything. There's no action, no stimulus, no demand. And yet, our response to silence is often emotional. So the question isn't really why silence exists. It's why our minds react to it the way they do. Part of the answer lies in how the human brain is wired. For most of human history, sound meant information. Footsteps, voices, movement in the environment. Sound told us where we were, who was nearby, and whether we were safe. Silence, on the other hand, removed those signals. In natural settings, sudden silence could mean danger. No birds, no insects, no movement. So the brain learned to pay attention. Even today, when silence appears unexpectedly, the brain doesn't relax. It becomes alert. It scans. It waits. It looks for meaning. That alertness doesn't feel like fear. It feels like restlessness. Silence also carries social meaning. In conversations, sound gives us structure. It tells us when to speak, when to listen, and when to respond. Silence removes that structure. A pause can suddenly feel uncertain. Did I say the wrong thing? Am I expected to speak? Is this awkward? Because we're social creatures, we're highly sensitive to these moments, even when nothing is actually wrong. In some cultures, silence signals respect or thoughtfulness. In others, it signals discomfort or disengagement. This means our reaction to silence isn't just biological, it's learned. There's another reason silence can feel uncomfortable. Silence creates space. When there's noise, music, conversation, background sound, our attention is directed outward. But in silence, attention turns inward. Thoughts become louder. Emotions rise closer to the surface. Small worries suddenly have more room to grow. For many people, this isn't something they practice very often. So when silence arrives unexpectedly, it can feel confronting. Not because silence itself is unpleasant, but because of what it allows us to notice. What's interesting is that this discomfort often fades with familiarity. People who spend time in quiet environments or practice stillness deliberately often describe silence differently. Over time, the brain stops treating silence as uncertainty and starts treating it as rest. So perhaps silence isn't uncomfortable by nature. Perhaps it's simply unfamiliar. In a world filled with constant sound, silence stands out. It slows things down. It removes distraction. And it offers space, whether or not we're used to sitting with it.